I promised you guys an update on our embryo count, and so that's what I'm gonna do, even though I'm not mentally in the space to want to do so. But I figure I should film everything now because this is like my raw emotions. I'm just at like a loss for words, and I feel like I was so hopeful, and I thought, like, I felt so positive this time around once we got like our embryo count, to now things are just not looking good. Basically today I woke up, honestly wasn't feeling well. I'm starting to get sick and starting to make my breakfast, and I see my phone like light up and like the area code's Irvine. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is probably a fertility clinic. We're supposed to get our results this week. Like, I literally thought that we were gonna get like 3 healthy embryos right out the gate, like maybe 4, like things will be so good. And unfortunately that's just not the case for us. So she called and told me that 5 of the embryos are unusable. They genetically are not viable for pregnancy. And then there's 2 others. So I was like, oh great, we got 2. Like, that's what I was thinking when she told me. But she said, unfortunately, with the other 2 that were left over, they when they took the biopsy of those embryos, unfortunately they didn't get a big enough sample to be tested. So when they tried to test those other 2, they didn't have a big enough sample to get any results. So basically that leaves us in a spot where we are going to have to unthaw the embryos. So what happens is after you take the eggs out, they fertilize them, whatever ones turn into embryos, they take a biopsy and then they freeze them. And so the 7 embryos that were just tested are all in the freezer right now. And of course the 5 that were bad, we're going to just donate to science, the ones that were bad out the gate. The other 2 though, there's still a chance that they could work for us. We just don't know. So what they're going to have to do is take them out of the freezer, unthaw them, which poses a risk, because sometimes when you take things out of the freezer and you unthaw and take a sample, there's the chance that it just will die because of that process. So basically, I just signed a form that says, like, you know, the risk involved for you taking the embryo out, taking the sample, and sending it off to the lab. It's like basically lower success possibly for us, even if they are genetically well. So I just signed a form for them to take those 2 embryos out, take a biopsy of them, and then send them back to the lab for retesting. And then we won't have results for at least 3 weeks again to see if those 2 are even good. Let's just say those 2 are good. Today after they biopsy them, they'll have to put them back in the freezer again, obviously, because we're not going to put the embryos in right now. We don't know how they are genetically. And then once that happens, let's say they are genetically good, they pull one out for me to transfer to try to get pregnant. There's a chance that it may not unthaw again. Or there's like a higher chance that maybe it won't take because it's been frozen, unfrozen, frozen, and unfrozen. It's not as good. So like right now we have 0, and we could potentially have 1 or 2. Potentially, maybe. I don't know. Right now the odds aren't looking good based on the other results. I'm just like, it's just so unexpected. Obviously this news is like super upsetting. Like, as you can see from my appearance, I've literally been so depressed all day. I just don't want this journey to be for nothing, because it is like so mentally taxing on you and your body. I'm like so grateful for the 2 kids I have, but I just never thought it would be this hard. And I just like wasn't expecting this, I guess. I think it's because I was so hopeful, and I think I got my hopes up too high, that now I just feel so sad and disappointed. And I just feel like there's so many other stressors this year, and I just feel like I'm just trying to keep my head above water, but it's just really hard. But I think about in the grand scheme of things, like, we're so blessed. But basically right now everything's just going to be a waiting game again for us. If you could just keep us in your prayers, hopefully our embryos, the 2 embryos, will be good and they will be able to transfer if they survive the thawing, the unthawing, all that. Or else we will either be doing IVF, the first part of it again, or we're just not having kids. So hopefully in like 3 weeks from now we will have the final update. So just cross your fingers, say your prayers that everything will work out. But I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for all your support and your kind words during this time. I'm so grateful to have everyone's support. Sometimes I feel like I don't even deserve it. Like literally snot coming up my face. But I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for you guys and for your support, and it literally means so much. And hopefully we will have better results and things will work out in the end. But in the meantime, I will keep you guys updated, and I am so grateful for all of you.